taking a turn for the better.
Okay, that snake was awesome. Also, its design totally popped up on Baiju's shield.
I like that.
Well, I'm afraid of snakes, but Chung Chung sounds so cute.
Yeah, me too. And also, random thought, but isn't Baiju the first male character with glasses?
Oh, wow. I think you're right.
Yeah, I think you're right. Personally, I love his voice. I think it's amazing. Also, you can't go wrong with purple pants.
Not biased at all.
You really can't. You know what? Okay, let's talk about Baiju. Baiju is a doctor at Boo Boo Pharmacy and is skilled at healing his patients. His abilities have helped Boo Boo Pharmacy make a reputation for itself in Liyue Harbor. But most importantly, Baiju is a gentle and refined physician, and his heart is dedicated to helping the world. He tends to anyone who comes to Boo Boo Pharmacy seeking medical attention, regardless of their wealth or status.
Oh, I see. So he's that kind of doctor.
What kind did you think he was?
Oh, I don't know. I kind of thought he might be the type of doctor who does good things, but with his own nefarious plan. You know, like, I can save you.
But for a price.
I guess he just seems kind of mysterious like that.
Well, I give your imagination some credit, but sorry, he isn't quite the suspicious doctor like you imagined. In fact, he's actually a trusted physician among the people of Liyue Harbor. Everyone prefers to go see Dr. Baiju, no matter how serious the problem may be. But even though he works as a skilled physician, his own condition isn't so great.
I know people say that doctors are the worst patients. Is that the case for Baiju as well?
Well, Baiju's case is a little complicated, and I don't want to give away any spoilers, so travelers will have to check him out in-game to learn more about his story. So, zip, that's all you hear on me.
Okay, well, no matter what happens, I just hope that he'll be able to take care of himself.
Me too. But besides his health, Baiju also has some other troubles to worry about. For example, Director Hu will sometimes put up ads outside of Boo Boo Pharmacy to promote her funeral parlor. On top of that, poor little Chi-Chi is terrified of Hu Tao. So there are some days where Baiju really has his hands full.
Yeah, that does sound like something that Hu Tao would do.
As fate would have it, Baiju's master and the former director of Wangsheng Funeral Parlor both studied together under the same master. But the two had differing views on the concepts of life and death and ended up going their separate ways. Their differences were passed down to their apprentices, which has led to Baiju and Hu Tao's different views. In version 3.6, travelers will be able to play through Baiju's story quest to hear some of Baiju's inner thoughts and learn more about this caring doctor.
Interesting. I can't wait to check it out.
In his search for discovering new treatments and cures, Baiju will often choose to test new medicines on himself. As you spend time with Baiju in the field, you can make use of his knowledge of herbs and interact with certain harvestable items, which will heal your current active character.
So, since Baiju is a doctor, I think it's pretty safe to say that most of his combat abilities are focused on healing, right?
Yep, that's right. Baiju's treatment in battle is usually performed in 2 steps. Step 1 is to control a wandering sprite that cruises through the enemies and restores HP to his teammates. Step 2 is to create a shield. When the shield refreshes, ends, or is broken, not only will it provide healing, but it will also deal dendro damage to enemies. Baiju believes that even in a difficult spot, as long as the diagnosis and treatment are done properly, lives can always be saved.
Sweet. Looks like we'll be able to try out some new team compositions with him in mind.
For sure. Well, all right, I think that's all we have for Baiju, so let's move on to our next playable character. I bet many travelers already know him well.
I'm glad you gave me a chance. I always think it takes people with similar tastes to sustain a pleasant conversation. Come at me! Breaking new ground!
Cool.
Nice.
Okay. Did you see him make dendro cores explode on command? That'll be useful for me.
Yeah, that was crazy. And the toolbox, he has some cool accessories. I am jealous.
Oh yeah, I'm loving those animations. Super cool.
Okay, so since Kaveh has some connections with Dory, I'll introduce him. Kaveh is an architect and has this keen sense for beauty and the arts that he's developed ever since he was a child. Not to brag or anything, but his magnum opus is the Palace of Alcazarzaray, which is crazy coincidence where Dory lives. And his designs not only provide the required functionality, but also greatly incorporate his own artistic taste, making them feel unique and noteworthy.
Well, he sounds like a genius, so he must be pretty successful.
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't quite lead the life of success and carefree spending like you might imagine. It's actually kind of the opposite. He hardly has enough more to survive.
Mood.
Okay, so he's broke. Interesting. Why's that?
Well, it kind of comes down to Kaveh's personality. He's a very perceptive person, so he has this sensitive and delicate side to his character. He also has a strong sense of empathy and can understand the emotions and thoughts of different people, which may actually be one of his sources of artistic inspiration. For example, when someone is trying to sell something to Kaveh, all they have to do is make up some story about how the proceeds go to helping poor children, and he'll practically hand over his mora. Like all of it.
Wow, what a nice but gullible guy.
Yeah. And on top of that, he doesn't limit himself with the cost of construction. Take the Palace of Alcazarzaray as an example. Maybe only a real maniac architect like him, who doesn't care about the costs, could ever build something as amazing as that. So you gotta respect him for that.
Yeah.
But it's probably these kinds of situations that have made him become roommates with Alhaitham.
But aren't Alhaitham and Kaveh polar opposites? We see them bicker all the time.
About what?
Well, Kaveh thinks that Alhaitham lacks feelings for others and always disagrees with his point of view. But like Anjali just said, Kaveh can understand how many people feel, but understanding doesn't always mean agreement.
Right. Yeah, I think we're starting to understand Kaveh's character a little better now. So next we can move on to some of his talents.
Yeah, for sure. As an architect, Kaveh can help everyone save some materials when creating furnishings, and his mapping abilities might come in handy during battle. As a unique and creative designer, Kaveh must always bring tools with him. And his toolbox, named Marak, not only provides Kaveh with tools, but also has many interesting uses. For example, Marak's mapping ability allows him to scan the battlefield, causing all dendrocores within a certain AoE to burst immediately.
Nice.
In addition to that, when Marak completely releases its energy, it converts Kaveh's attack damage to dendro damage and increases Kaveh's combat capabilities.
Okay.
You don't need to worry about triggering all those dendrocores at the same time. Kaveh won't be hurt by them. In fact, one of Kaveh's talents actually causes him to recover a set amount of HP when he takes damage from a dendrocore.
It's always good to have a reliable partner like that. Shang always gives Baizhu a lot of help too, you know.
Exactly. But Marak is pretty remarkable. It can even wield a sword for Kaveh.
That's a pretty awesome toolbox.
I know, right? Okay, so that should be just about everything we have for Kaveh.
How should I say this? I think his character has more depth than we expected.
Well, he is a distinguished architect from the Nation of Wisdom, so we shouldn't underestimate him.
Yeah, and Kaveh will be appearing in the main event for version 3.6, so maybe we give some details about that next?
Oh, okay, I got this one. Our main event for version 3.6 is the Academia Extravaganza. In addition to the variety of celebrations, the event also serves as a chance for the 6 Darshans to compete. The extravaganza consists of 2 main parts, the Wisdom Gala and the Inter-Darshan Championship. In the Wisdom Gala, the 6 Darshans have prepared 6 corresponding activities to show off the style of each respective school. As for the Inter-Darshan Championship, each of the Darshans will be selecting a single member to represent their school in a large competition.
Okay.
Great. So maybe we can talk about some gameplay that travelers can expect to see. It sounds like we'll be getting a total of 6 different game modes this time. That's a lot.
Yeah. Each of the 6 Darshans will be compiling their research to provide fun mini-games for everyone to enjoy. For example, Layla's Radawahis Darshan will be setting up an astrolabe used for studying astrology at their booth. When travelers adjust the astrolabe to the appropriate height and angle, the stars on the astrolabe will light up and form a pattern. Look, this time the pattern is a cute little fungus.
Aw, that does look like fun.
Nice.
Here's another one. The scholars from Kasharawar will have a game that displays their understanding of mechanisms and architecture. Travelers will learn how to use the least possible materials to build a road that meets certain requirements within a limited space.
Ooh, I'm already getting a lot of ideas for this one. Okay. It seems travelers will have a lot of freedom to try whatever arrangements they can think of to reach those goals.
Yeah. Next is Vahumana. They're taking their booth pretty seriously. They will be holding an archaeological activity where travelers will use specialized equipment to detect relic replicas. Travelers will have to carefully observe the surrounding environment as they search, and even eliminate external interference affecting the detectors to find the relic replicas.
Oh, well, this is all very nice, but are there any games where we won't have to go running around as much? I'm lazy.
Yes, there's something for everyone in these game modes. With this one, you can just relax and stay put while you listen to a story. But as you're listening, you also get to ask the storyteller some questions. If you're able to ask and uncover some key information, then you'll receive some clues to lead you to the truth of the story.
Very mysterious.
Spontamod, on the other hand, is preparing a small combat experiment to put travelers' combat abilities to the test within a set amount of time. Of course, they'll kindly provide a variety of potions to help travelers overcome situations in the experiment.
Awesome.
Very cool. And last but not least is a little bionic experiment set up by Tainari's Amorta Darshan. Travelers will be able to control replicas of various creatures and command their movement according to a specific rhythm. And that should be everything we have for the Wisdom Gala. So which Darshan's events are you all most excited about?
Oh, Spontamod, because that's what I'm all about. Like combat and battle and victory and never losing. Ever. Never
Confident,
dying.
are we?
Okay.
Wow. I like the star one. I like stars. It's very cool.
Yeah.
I'm most excited to listen to a story because I think that's about my speed.
Oh, I get that.
And let's not forget that in addition to the Wisdom Gala, we still have the Inter-Darshan Championship. This is a contest of wisdom and courage, and you won't want to miss seeing which Darshan is able to claim the title of champion.
Very cool. Oh, and there is one more thing to mention here. Layla's very own Hangout quest will be arriving with version 3.6, so be sure not to miss it. Okay, that's all.
Yay, we get to hang out with Layla!
Awesome.
Layla.
Excited to check it out.
Okay, and our next event will also be taking place in Sumeru. Waynute activity has suddenly been on the rise, and the academia is dispatching researchers to respond to the problem.
This time, we'll be helping scholars clear the desert of obstructions, assemble the Waynute Slayer cannon, and repel the Wandering Waynute.
The Waynute Slayer Cannon, huh? Wow, yeah, that's quite the name.
As its name implies, it's very effective against Waynute. Our task will be to clear out any monsters nearby and help with the preparations so the cannon can start attacking. I'm sure our travelers will be able to help handle the situation.
Oh, yeah. We also have one other event for travelers to continue improving their combat abilities. During the challenge, travelers will have to complete 3 consecutive combat rounds. During each round, the system will randomly activate 1 or more of 4 possible effects at set intervals of time.
Oh, so I guess it's safe to say that no 2 rounds will play the same.
I guess not.
Yeah. If the buff you receive happens to synergize with your team composition, then your team will really start to shine. I personally think it's interesting to have these random elements added to the challenge. I feel like it'll bring some fun surprises to the gameplay.
Yeah.
Totally. And these buff effects are all pretty powerful. The travelers should definitely try some different team combinations and see what synergies they can come up with. And also, the Overflowing Mastery event will be returning once again with double drops for a limited time to help travelers keep leveling up their characters.
In addition to the events we've already mentioned, there will be one more event taking place in an all-new area. So first, I think we should reveal the new area.
No. But before we do that, let's take a quick break and give another redemption code.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sounds good. Oh, but one more note, we'll have some info regarding new artifact sets during the break, so be sure not to miss that.
இதான் புது ஆர்டிஃபேக்ட் செட். ரெடிம் கோட் கீழே கொடுத்துருக்காங்க பாருங்க. இதை அப்படியே ஸ்க்ரீன்ஷாட் எடுத்துப்போமா? இதை அப்புறமேட்டுக்கு அப்படியே கூகுளில் கொடுத்து தான் போகிறாங்க. ஆல்ரெடி ஒன்று கொடுத்துட்டாங்க. சரி கடைசியாக எடுத்துப்போம். ஸ்க்ரீன்ஷாட் சும்மா போட்டு விடுவோம் என்னத்துக்கு. இந்த இடத்த மட்டும் ரெடிம் கோட் அப்படின்னு போட்டுருக்கோம். நம்ம டிஸ்கார்ட் சர்வரில் போட்டுறோம். உடனே கவலைப்படாதீங்க. இதுக்கான கோட்ஸ் எல்லாம் நான் எடுத்துட்டு லைவ் எண்டில். இன்னைக்கு வந்து இது இந்த வீடியோ மட்டும் தான் வந்து ஸ்ட்ரீம் பண்ண போறேன். ஹைட்ரோ டேமேஜ் போனஸ் கிடைக்குது. HP 20% கிடைக்குது. Elemental skill and elemental bust damage.
Welcome back, everyone.
Yeah, we are back and ready to show an all-new area being added to the game.
That's right, and I hope you're all as excited as we are. This area is located deep in the desert, in the northwest of the desert of Hadramaveth. According to legends, it was one of the main rifts that monsters were emerging from during the Conria disaster 500 years ago, and the site of a battlefield where God suppressed the power of the abyss. Although it was originally desert, the ecological system has completely changed due to the power of the abyss, and it has become a large, uninhabited area of swamps and wastelands.
So, you're saying that we might be able to uncover some buried secrets about Conria there? On second thought, it kinda sounds like it might be dangerous.
Yeah. Luckily, we have some little helpers to assist us in our search. There will be a pari named Sorush waiting for us that will lend us its abilities, allowing travelers to freely fly across parts of the area and access some locations that would be impossible on foot.
Wait, we'll be able to fly around now?
Yeah, this will be your chance to fulfill your dream, Zach.
Yes!
After helping Sorush recover its power, there will be a small event for travelers to help it continue its training. We will guide Sorush to drive away enemies, conduct speed training, and complete puzzles, so be sure to check it out. Travelers may also encounter a new enemy during their journey in version 3.6, the Iniquitous Baptist. Its abilities include using multiple elements in battle and creating shields for corresponding elements to reduce damage. It definitely looks like it'll be a formidable enemy.
That's not all. We have two more interesting enemies that travelers will encounter. The Animo and Hydro Hilly-Churl rogues. These Hilly-Churls are wandering across Teyvat and do not belong to any particular Hilly-Churl tribe. Sometimes they assist other Hilly-Churls or tribes in need of help, and they also have a unique combat style.
Even though it seems this place is full of new dangers, that still won't stop the traveler from bringing new hope to the region. Some clues related to Conria are also waiting to be uncovered here, so it's definitely worth exploring. And last but not least, in version 3.6, the legendary Dragon of Verdure, Apep, will appear. The Dragon of Verdure was once an emerald green dragon that ruled Sumeru, but its color later changed to that of yellow sand. Recently, it seems to be suffering from some kind of illness. Travelers will be making their way to the Dendro Dragon's habitat to face it in battle, so we must be very careful. The battle will be split into 3 phases. An interesting part to take note of is that in the second phase of the fight, travelers will need to protect the Dendro Dragon from monsters in order to prevent the dragon's illness from getting any worse.
Wait, what?
That's different.
Yes, and in the third phase, the Dendro Dragon will unleash some extremely powerful attacks, so travelers will need to be careful to avoid those.
Oh, yeah.
At this point, we don't know what the Dendro Dragon has been through and what exactly caused it to change into its current twisted form. Perhaps we'll get some more answers after we've faced it in battle.
Yeah.
The dragon has a close connection with Sumeru's history and gods. Going into its lair and determining what's causing its current condition is an important task and will be helpful to the entire nation of Sumeru. So, if you'd like to learn more about the Dendro Dragon, then be sure to check out Chapter 2 of Nahida's story quest.
Oh, for sure. I think there'll be a lot of interesting things for travelers to learn in this one, so be sure to look forward to it.
Absolutely. And that's about all we have for new content in the upcoming version. But before we wrap things up, we have an announcement regarding Genshin Impact's music. The second album for the Sumeru region, titled The Unfathomable Sand Dunes, will also be releasing soon.
Oh, nice.
Nice. I love the Sumeru region music.
Yeah, I do too. This album is comprised of 3 discs, compiling all the original music that the Hoyo Mix team created for the Sumeru region, spanning versions 3.1 to 3.6.
Okay, this is super cool. I'm super excited.
Yeah.
Be sure to pick that up.
I'm hyped.
Right, so let's watch a trailer of the new OST and give our final redemption code of the day.
அடுத்த redeem code. கிட்டத்தட்ட 2 லட்சம் பேர் பக்கம் பார்த்துட்டு இருக்காங்க ட்விட்ச்ல மட்டும் நம்மளோட அப்போ எவ்வளோ ஆக்டிவ் பிளேயர்ஸ் இருக்கானுங்க ட்விட்ச்ல மட்டும். யூடியூப்லாம் இன்னும் நிறைய பேர் பார்த்துட்டு இருப்பாங்க. இப்போ உங்களை மாதிரி டேரெக்டாக போய் பார்க்க முடியாதவங்க அந்த இதெல்லாம் இருப்பாங்க, தெரியாமல் எப்படி போகிறதுக்கு அவங்கள யூடியூப்ஸில் பார்த்துட்டு இருப்பாங்க. இதை பற்றி தெரியாதவங்க நிறைய பேர் இருப்பாங்க. தெரிஞ்சவங்க லைட்டாக தெரிஞ்சவங்க எவ்வளோ பேர் பார்த்துருக்காங்க. நம்ம எத்தனை பேர் இதெல்லாம் விளையாடிட்டு இருப்பாங்க இந்த கேம்.
Alright, so it seems like there's gonna be a lot to enjoy in the new version.
I know, right?
Yeah. You know what? I'm looking forward to spending more time with Nahida in her new story quest chapter and confronting the new Dendro dragon.
Yeah, that's gonna be crazy. I'm super happy to have gotten to come on this special program today. It was my first time. This is so cool. And also that trailer was so cool.
So
Definitely.
sick.
It was.
I think it's really cool that people will get to discover more about Baiju and that there's more to him than just the man who works at the Boo Boo Pharmacy.
It's got layers.
True that. I'm looking forward to the new area, new playables, and of course, the Academia Extravaganza looked super fun to me.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, this is the end of the special program. It's been so great hanging with you guys.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for having me again.
Of course. This is the end. I'll see you guys all in game.
ஒரு வழியாக முடிச்சிட்டானுங்க கைஸ். நாமளும் இந்த லைவ் இதோட முடிச்சுக்கலாம். உங்களுக்கு வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இதுக்கான ரெடீம் கோட்லாம் வந்து நான் வந்து உங்களுக்கு டேரெக்டாக வந்து நம்மளோட டிஸ்கார்ட் சர்வரில் கொடுத்துட்றேன். ஸோ டிஸ்கார்ட் சர்வரோட லிங்க் வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா டிஸ்கிரிப்ஷனில் இருக்குது. ஸோ அதை கிளிக் பண்ணி நீங்கள் எடுத்துக்கலாம். நீங்கள் உள்ளே ஜாயின் பண்ணிவிட்டு அதுக்கான கோடெல்லாம் காப்பி பண்ணி போட்டு டைமோஜன்ஸ் மோரா அப்படின்ட்டு எல்லாமே நீங்கள் எடுத்துக்கலாம். ஸோ இந்த லைவ் உங்களுக்கு கண்டிப்பாக பிடிச்சிருக்கும்னு நினைக்கிறேன். இந்த லைவில் வந்து நான் வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா கேம் போடல. ஏன்னா வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இதுதான் இன்றைக்கான மெயின் விஷயமே. ஸோ அதனால தான் இதை மட்டும் தான் ஸ்ட்ரீம் பண்ணிகிட்டு இருந்தேன். ஸோ இந்த லைவ் உங்களுக்கு பிடிச்சிருக்கும்னு நினைக்கிறேன். நான் இந்த லைவ் இதோட என் பண்ணிக்கிறேன். உங்களுக்கு வந்து ரெடிம் கோட டிஸ்கார்ட் சர்வரில் போட்டுறேன். நான் திரும்ப உங்களை அடுத்த லைவில் வந்து சந்திக்கிறேன். அன்டில் தென் சைனிங் ஆஃப் கோகுல் சில்வா. டாடா பை சி யூ. ஓகே, ரெடிம் கோட் வந்து நான் வந்து டிஸ்கார்ட் சர்வரில் கொடுத்துறேன், வந்து எடுத்துக்கோங்க.